Hey, Edible Lab here, back again, another video. This is going to be not too long of a video, but I've got here some little seed pots with my new potting mix, and so that means I'm sowing seeds. So I recently bought from Steve T in Cans some, wonder if you can guess what it is. Da-da! These are, would you believe it, cacao seeds. Seeds of Theobroma cacao, or the chocolate tree, the plant that is one of the most, I guess, economically important for making chocolate. So, I mean, I've seen cacao trees, I guess, only in greenhouses, but they are very nice looking trees, and I would really like to try and grow them, so I thought he was selling seeds, and I thought that if I grew a seed myself in Sydney, it would be a little bit more adapted to the conditions, and maybe even if I had it inside or somewhat protected over winter, it might be able to survive. I mean, I got meringue to survive in Sydney, my little meringue, if you can see them, just under there in that protected spot, just there, and that is meant to be ultra tropical, just like cacao is meant to be ultra tropical, like purple mangosteen and other things. So cacao, while meringue has survived one winter, cacao may not, but I thought for a fairly reasonable enough price, it's enough for a fun little experiment. So I've got the seeds there. I have had them only a few days, and they were already starting to get little roots, and the roots have grown bigger and bigger. So it looks like we're actually gonna, provided they germinate, they've all got roots, so we might have 100% germination rate. So the good thing about this potting mix that I've made is that it will double as a good seed raising mix, because it has that good drainage. It doesn't have organic matter, which could cause the seeds to rot. So I'm going to sow these up, and I've got 10, well, all these trees, I have 16 seeds, I think, total. And I've got 3 that are just plain cocoa peat as a little comparison test. Not that it's like, enough to have a adequate comparison, but I'm going to compare it with my mix that I've made. And then I've got some cinnamon here that I've ground up, some cinnamon powder. That's going to be used just to prevent them getting any fungal mold or rot. I already had them in a container like this, and they started to get mold after like 1-2 days. So I removed the mold, which was on the outer, like you had the the little brown casing. So I've removed that, just so they don't get any mold, hopefully, and they hopefully don't rot and have the best chance of germinating. But yeah, so I'm just gonna get them. And we'll just do one as an example, but then I'll cut to the finished product. But if we put this in here, just like this, cover it up with some more mix, and let it go, should be good. I'll come back soon. Right, so we're back, and I've got all the seeds in there, all 16 seeds. Just laid them down, and then I'll cover them with a bit of soil after. I'll cover them with, soil after. Some of them I've put a bit of cinnamon powder over the seed and just around the seed to prevent from them getting any mold or fungal issues. And then I decided, some of them maybe I'll just leave it off and see if anything happens. Well, I guess see if it makes a difference or not. But I'm going to cover these up, and I think some of them as well. I'm going to put these, I think I'm going to put all of them, or as many as I can, onto a heat mat to see if that speeds up the germination process. It's only October, so it's going to take, I don't know, but they seem to be quite quick. But, the weather goes warm and it goes cool and goes warm and goes cool, so it may take longer. I do want them to germinate as fast as possible and get a good germination, so I have as much time throughout the summer for them to grow. Anyways, I'll come back after I cover them with soil. They're all covered now, varying levels of being covered. Some of them are slightly visible, like this one. Other ones are more covered. We'll see if that has any effect either. I don't think it really will, personally. But yeah, I'm going to have these on a heat mat, as many of them as I can on a heat mat, and maybe some of them won't be on the heat mat, but I will cover them with like some form of a plastic bag or Ziploc container, just so it acts like a sort of mini greenhouse, keeps it nice and humid, and maybe a little warmer in there, which hopefully will make them germinate faster and let them germinate. Because yeah, it was really hot this past week, but then then the next week is going to be kind of cool, and these need warm, like consistently warm temperatures to germinate. But if the roots are already coming out, I think they'll probably be fine at that stage. It's like the germination process has already been triggered, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, I'm going to give these some water now and just get them. I mean, they were already sort of moist, but just to wet the soil, keep them, yeah. If they dry out, it's all over, so just keep them moist. Some of them, I think I'll maybe have uncovered on the heat mat, and some of them I'll cover with, like cling film or, something like a paper plastic bag. And we'll see, which ones germinate faster. I think plastic bag would be good. Probably good if I just cover them. And hopefully, within the next few weeks, I have at least a handful of cacao seedlings, and we can see how they grow, how well they grow, how much they grow over the summer, and then see if I can get them to survive the winter. But I may show a little clip at the end just of how they're going to look on the heat mat. Otherwise, this is practically it. So if this is the end of the video, it's the end of the video. And I'll see you in the next one.